Hello and welcome to this Infusionsoft Basics overview video. My name is Jeanette and I am the Director of Automation Training here in our MAP Infusionsoft division. And I'm excited just to give you a little bit of the lay of the land of your Infusionsoft account. I'm going to be looking at some contact records and also your dashboard in this video. So let's go ahead and start by adding a test contact record to your Infusionsoft account. What I would like for you to do is come up here in the top right. You're going to see a search bar. This is where later on you can search for your contacts. But let's go ahead and hit the plus and add yourself as a test record to your account. Even if you're already in there, that's okay. Go ahead and add it again. I'm just going to indicate that this is for testing. I'll go ahead and add in my email address as well. As I begin to type in my email address, you're going to see this yellow box will appear, and you'll want to check this box to indicate that you have permission to send marketing to this address. Now, you won't want to check that box if you're adding a contact and you don't have permission to email them. They haven't indicated that that's okay. But for this test purposes, let's go ahead and check the box here. Then I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And now we can see that my test contact record has been added to this account. So I'm going to actually click on that to open up the contact record. This is the full contact record. So let's just look a little bit at where some of the fields are that you might be looking for. But you can see on this General tab, we have general information, such as company, job title, person type. We've got room for the address and phone number, and so on here as well. So if we also look across, you're going to see additional tabs that will house other fields in your Infusionsoft account. Now, many fields come standard with Infusionsoft, and we're unfortunately not able to move them around for you. But your custom fields that you'll see on some of these tabs, you can move them to other tabs or rearrange them on those pages. But let's just take a look. We've got some options here. We've got additional addresses. So if you'd like to add in additional locations, you can do that. Under the additional info tab, we have even more fields. And as you go through it, and your account is going to look a lot different than mine. This is our training app, and so we do a lot of testing and adding a lot of campaigns here. But you'll see we've got some different tabs where you can find custom fields, and as you did your import, those custom fields, your Sherpa assisted you with creating those custom fields and then importing that data. So you can find those fields here. Let's go back to the General tab and scroll down the page a little bit. So you're also going to see for this contact record, you can see a history of any tasks for that contact. And we've got other tabs here as well. We'll kind of dive into these other areas throughout other trainings and even a little bit more here in this training. But I can keep scrolling down and even see email history for this contact record. So just really great at a glance, allows me to see information about this contact. I'd also like to show you a way to simplify the view. So there's a way that we can kind of interact with this contact a little more easily and more at a glance. So I'm actually going to come back up here to the search bar, and I'm going to search for this test contact record I just created. And I'm going to look for this one here. This is the one I just did. Yes. So you're going to see, as you search for contacts or even pull up a list of your clients, you have this quick view glance at the contact record. And you can change and edit the field that you're seeing here. So if you'd like to add phone number, if you're not seeing it there, you can click here on Edit Fields and add that to your quick view settings. I want to talk a little bit about these icons, and this will help you interact with the contact more easily than actually opening up that full contact record. So with this training, you're going to see that we have a document for you called this contact record quick view icons. And so you're going to see that I created a key here, numbered the different icons, and indicated what they are for you. So you can look at that at a glance. So let's take a look at some of them. Not all of them are going to be very useful to you. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of them. The first one will be for notes. So you can create note records on a contact record. I'm going to go ahead and click here on notes. And if there were other notes associated with this contact, I could view that history right here. Let's go ahead and add a note for our testing purposes. So let's just, so the title could be, you know, as you're talking with somebody, maybe you made a phone call, and you can put those notes here. So I can title it, put a description. I can put a lengthy description here. What we say at Technology Marketing Toolkit, if it's not in Infusionsoft, it didn't happen. So we keep very detailed records of the phone calls that we have, the meetings that we have, and we put them here in our contact records. For type here, you've got a drop down, so you can pick one of these. Maybe this is a call, maybe it was a phone call and you've got notes about that call. You can also select to notify somebody about that note, which is really helpful. We do this a lot with our team. If our, you know, if Scott, who's the director of Sherpas, wants me to know something about one of our clients, he can go ahead and just pick my name. It will notify me by email when he saves that note. We go ahead and click on save. And so then if you're going to notify somebody, that person does need to be a user in your Infusionsoft account. And go ahead here and click save. And now you can see that that note has been added to that history log. So let's move on to the second icon that I want to talk about, which is the task icon. So a task can be created just as a reminder to yourself to follow up. Maybe you want to send that person a card, or you want to follow up with a phone call in a couple of weeks. You can use this task element here. So I'm going to go ahead and click to add task. And I can give it a title. Maybe this is just a reminder that I want to send her a card. And I can give it a date. So let's do this early next week. And I'm just going to just have this type be other. You can give the task a priority and say this is something that's essential. And I can even write some notes here about this. And then click save. Okay, so now the task is connected to this contact record, and I will be notified by email on that date when I need to go ahead and send that card as the user who's assigned to this task. In a little while, I'll show you how to manage your task a little bit better by adding a widget to your dashboard, but this is where those tasks are going to live. And once a task is marked as completed, so if I open that up and I go ahead and complete that task, it will show up then here under completed tasks instead of incomplete. Let's also take a look at the emails icon here. So if I hover over there, I can see email history associated with this contact record. Okay, so I can see Jeanette has been receiving a lot of emails, but she hasn't been opening any of them. So she's not very engaged with our marketing or other things that are happening. Or you might see that emails are opened, or even that a link within that email was clicked. So it's just really good information. You can click on this link here on the subject, and it will pull up that email so you can see what that email said. Maybe there is an email where they clicked a link and you want to see what that email was and what information they were looking for prior to a phone call. Just really good information here. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which will be for tags. Now, tags are going to be used for a variety of reasons in your Infusionsoft account. And throughout the trainings, you're going to hear a lot about tags. We have a lot of tags that are already created for you in your account that are associated with the campaigns that we built for you. But there are also other tags that you can create, such as profile tags, to indicate a date of the trade show that they attended or came and visited your booth. So there are a lot of ways that we can use tags. And ultimately, tags can be used to segment your list. So I can pull up a list of people who have a specific tag, or I can help me slice and dice my list and really segment before I send out some marketing. And tags are also going to indicate some history of the campaigns, marketing campaigns that they've been in, and will also trigger, we can also start people in a campaign or stop them by applying tags. So you're going to learn a lot about tags. I just wanted to show you where this is so you can see where your tags are. And again, in future trainings, you'll learn a lot more about tags, but this is where you'll find the tags that are currently applied to that contact record. The next icon is for internal forms. Each of the campaigns that you have in Infusionsoft has what we call an update form. And this is how you manage the campaign moving forward. And as you're learning about all of the campaigns, you'll see that we have, I will be showing you how each of these forms works. But let's just take a look at an example. So let's look at our aspirin campaign. When you get to the point when you're ready to send out your aspirin direct mail campaign, I'm going to go ahead and just find that form and then click fill out form. And this is where you're going to update information about the contact who is in this campaign. You can start them in the campaign. You can indicate that they scheduled a consultation with you. If the follow-up call is complete, you'll use this form as well as giving exit reasons and so on. So again, just an overview for each campaign. The training will always go in greater depth about each of these selections and what happens when you make them. But that's one of the icons that will be very handy for you moving forward. And we also have this icon here for campaigns, and this will show campaign activity. So we can see what campaigns that they are currently active in, what has recently happened, and what's coming up soon. So maybe you can see what emails are scheduled to go out. Maybe you can see that next week they're scheduled to get the Cybersecurity Weekly Tip number 5. And also maybe that you can see that they're active in the aspirin campaign and that they'll be receiving emails for that. So this I'll show you again in future trainings how to monitor this activity, but that's another icon that you'll be very familiar with. So those are our quick view icons. I want to talk a little bit more about person type. I'm actually going to open up this record again. And you're going to see that I can indicate what type of person this is. And hopefully when you did your import, you did indicate whether this was a customer, if this is a suspect or a vendor. But this is where I would indicate that. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark this one. I'm going to put this person on my farm list and then scroll down here and click save. So now as I'm getting ready to send out the aspirin letter, I can pull up a list of everyone who's on my farm list and pull and pick from that list to send that mailing out. Now I wanted to also show you that there's another document here on this resource that has all of the person types explained for you. Now we have customized your Infusionsoft account. These are not the person types that come with Infusionsoft, but we have added them for you. So you can see that a suspect would be like a list that you've imported, but this list they're uncleaned, they're not clean, they haven't been qualified yet. but you've added them to your Infusionsoft account. Another person type is your farm list. These are your prospects that have been cleaned and qualified, but they just haven't shown any interest yet. They haven't scheduled a consult with you. They haven't opted in for a free report. But this is going to be the list that we use for your drip marketing and your prospecting campaigns. We also have person types such as not a fit. They're just unqualified. We want to remove them from your marketing. We've got that category of avoid. These people, they might be qualified, but maybe we just don't want to do business with them, or they were unpleasant on the phone and we want to take them off of our marketing. So these are all of the person types that we have built in Infusionsoft for you, and what Robin defines for each of the, as the meanings for each of these person types. Now, it's very important, you'll see this highlighted at the bottom of the document, do not modify or delete any of these person types. So do not change the name of them, do not delete them, because they're actually part of our marketing campaigns. Sometimes we'll automatically update a person to not a fit. If you mark them using that update form, saying that this is not a fit, this company is not qualified, you can indicate that on the form, and Infusionsoft will automatically update that person type for you. So if you were to delete or change the names of these person types, it would break your marketing campaigns, your Robinized campaigns that we've built for you. So if you want to make some changes, always reach out to our help desk before you do so. You are welcome to add your own person types. Maybe there's another person type that you'd like to add. So let me show you where you can do that. What you're going to do is hover over this green Infusionsoft logo, go to CRM settings. And you're going to see here that list of contact types. So we've already built them in here for you. But let's say you'd like to add your own. You can see when I do testing, I go ahead and just add to the bottom of the list. I can even hit enter, right, or return after that one and add in another person type. Call that testing too. So you can add your own if you feel like you'd like to categorize in a different way. Just know that we won't be able to automatically update the way that your campaigns are currently built. But many of our members do this, they add their own. Just make sure you come down here and click save to save that. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about your dashboard. So with your Infusionsoft account, we have built some widgets for you that correspond to the marketing campaigns that your Sherpa is helping you configure and get set up. So we've got those widgets for you. And as we build them, we share them with that main owner of the account. So if there's somebody else on your team and they don't have access to a widget, you can always come up here. The person must have admin permissions in Infusionsoft, but you can see this little share button and you could share with somebody else. Let's say I'd like to share this widget with Scott. I'd apply that here, and now Scott will have this widget on his dashboard. So your dashboard is really going to be that control panel, that command central, where you and your team will come every day and see what's happening with your marketing campaigns. Just as here, we can see the aspirin widget. I can see 39 people need call 1. We've mailed out some pieces. I've got some people here in the queue for call 1. We've also got one here that needs call 2, and so on. So these are going to be very helpful. And as you go through the training for each campaign, you'll get some training about each of the widgets and what these stats mean. So as we're here on your dashboard, I want to show you a couple of things before we wrap up this training. If you come over here, you can change the layout. And each user will have their own personalized dashboard. So as it was built for you, it was probably set here as this one wide column and one narrow column. I like to have this one wide column and 2 narrow, just gives me more more widgets that I can view in one glance, but you can choose which layout you'd like. And you can even move the widgets around. So if there's a widget that you want to be up at the top, you can move that. You just click and drag it where you like for it to be. A little while ago, we were talking about adding tasks, and I want to also show you how you can add a task widget to your dashboard. So that way you can see what tasks that you have assigned to you for that day. So let's come over here and click Add Widgets. And I'm going to scroll down here and find the widget for tasks and click Add to Dashboard. Okay, and so now you can see, I'll be able to see any tasks that are assigned to me. And you can see through my testing, I've created a lot of tasks here. As they get completed, so I can take a look at it, I can actually click on it to open it up and see more descriptions about that task. But after, let's say I called Gunther, I can go ahead and check that off and click on complete. And now it takes it off my list. On that contact record, it will leave the history that the task was completed. So this is where I can see my task. Some of our members will want to know, well, I would like to see the tasks for other members on my team and in my staff. How would I go about doing that? So you could come here and click on View All Results. And this gives you just a different view of your own task list. But you can see up here, there's the option here for Assigned User. So right now I'm looking at all the tasks assigned to this user, but I could even pick a different person and see what tasks are assigned to that person. And you can even modify the date range and so on. So that's how you could view that. So you have done a couple of great things. You added a test contact record. We've looked thoroughly at what a contact record looks like and what types of fields that you have on a contact record. We looked at all of those quick view icons so you can interact easily with those contact records. Don't forget about the couple of documents, again, here are the quick view icons, as well as the person type. So these are handy things to have printed off and for you to reference as you begin to use Infusionsoft. And finally, we looked at your dashboard and even showed you how to add your own widget. So thanks for joining me for this training, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much.